Hey everybody, welcome to Hypnosis Hangout. My name is Tracy Kanan. I am your hostess of Hypnosis, and today we're going to be talking about your life's purpose and meaning in about 10 minutes. So I don't see a problem with this at all. I was a little bit about my life's purpose. I realized my life's purpose when I was a little kid. And I think how it happened for me is that I saw my dad had a great sense of humor, and he was always making people laugh, and people always wanted to be around him. And I was like, wow, I want to be just like that. And so that, as a young kid, was my original life's purpose, was to be funny so that people would like me. And as I got older, I had to kind of expand that purpose a little bit. And eventually, through my mother's insistence on taking piano and dance lessons, I realized I liked performing. And a little bit later, I found out that I liked performing enough and that maybe I should consider stand-up comedy. Yes, what a great way to make people laugh and feel good about themselves, but in quantity instead of one at a time like my dad was doing, or a couple friends at a time. I was like, man, if I could just reach a lot of people and make them laugh, that would be even better. And so probably about 25 years ago, I came out with my own mission statement. And I think at the time it was something like just to make people feel better. And as I got into comedy, I started to evolve that to make other people laugh, to make other people feel good about themselves. And then as I got into hypnosis, probably after I was into comedy 15 years, I found out that using hypnosis, I could still make people feel better. So this is where I've discovered that this is kind of my theme throughout my life, is making people feel better, making people smile, creating experiences that people enjoy. And I found that this is my life's purpose. This is what I do. And I've carried this through both of my businesses. Of course, I have the hypnosis business where I work one-on-one with making people feel better. And then Doug and I have Naked Pineapple Getaways, which is our Airbnb, where we've created Airbnb experiences at the resort that we live. So each of our rooms has a theme, and the themes are Getting Freaky in the Tiki. We have an Alice in Wonderland theme. We have our little nest, New England Cape Cod theme. And then we have Boogie Nights, which is our 1970s Austin Powers kind of thing going. And then we're getting ready to open up our 5th Airbnb, which is May the Farce Be With You, a Star Wars theme. And I'm really excited for May the 4th. That's coming up. That's like a big day for our Star Wars. We're hoping to kick off that Airbnb. So I've found multiple ways to make people feel good and have a great time, whether it be with my Airbnb or my hypnosis business. So the theme for me, my life's purpose, has been bringing joy and happiness to others, whether it be through hypnosis, through comedy, through conversations, through an Airbnb, just how I roll. But now, how do we figure this out for you? And so what I always feel like is, when clients ask me, what is my purpose? Go back to childhood and think about what you wanted as a kid. That's a great place to start, because here's what happens. Okay. This happened to me, actually. I wanted to get into performance. I wanted, have a degree in music. I really, really wanted to perform. And then my parents got into my head and they said, well, you really ought to do something that's going to pay the bills. And so they kind of manipulated me to major in music and business, because you can always do something with business. And their thought was that you can't always do something with music. So I played their game. I got my degree in music and business, and it came in handy. when I got into stand-up comedy so that I could perform for a living. So when I tell my clients, go back, what was your childhood dream? What were the things that you dreamed of doing and being as a little kid? Because the answer to your meaning and purpose in life might be there. And go back to a kid before everybody got in your head and told you what you should and shouldn't do with your life. And of course, their advice was well-intentioned, but it, sometimes screwed you out of having a happy adult life because you were dissuaded to do what you really wanted to do, because it's very important to be practical. And being practical is sometimes much more important than being happy and fulfilled. So look for the cues there. I also found this cool little diagram, and bear with me, I'm not always the best at screen sharing and stuff like that. So I found this diagram, and I hope you can see it. If not, I'll post it somewhere in here. But this is a diagram that I made, your life's purpose and meaning. And basically, there's 4 questions that you have to answer. Okay. The first question is, what do you love to do? Because I don't know, I feel like your life's purpose and meaning should have something to do with what you love to do. One of the other questions is, what are you good at? What do you get paid for? What does the world need? And if you look at this diagram, you'll see that each one of these is a circle. So let's focus on the what do you love to do? Okay. For me, I love to play piano. I love to crack jokes. I love to write. I love to do hypnosis. Okay. When you look over straight across to what does the world need? Okay. Where that intersects, that's your mission. Okay. What do you love to do with what does the world need? And that's a good way to come up with a mission. Okay. Now, if you go with what do you love to do, and then combine it with what are you good at, the intersection of those is passion. Okay. So then if we go, what are you good at, and look across to what do you get paid for, that becomes a profession. And then what do you get paid for, and what does the world need, going straight up, is your vocation. And what happens when you're able to intersect your mission, your passion, your profession, and your vocation, those all intersect. And I put a little heart there because that's your life's purpose and meaning. If you can hit 3 out of 4 of those, you're doing pretty good. If you can hit 4 out of 4, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. A lot of people only hit, 2 out of the 4. They get what they're good at and what they get paid for. Or what does the world need and what do they get paid for? And they have a vocation, not a vacation. They have a job. But it's not, what pays the bills. And sometimes, what is that? What do you get paid for leads to other things. So for instance, there are some people that have jobs. Maybe they're not passionate about their job, but it's what pays the bills for them. And then they use the money that they earn from that to pursue their passion, what they're good at and what they love to do. So maybe they're hitting 2 out of 2 on the job end and then 2 out of 2 on the passion end. They're still getting to that heart, but they're just not getting it all at once because they have to split up their day a little bit. So anyhow, I thought this was really helpful to kind of help you hone in on what your life's purpose and meaning is. And, a lot of times I'll meet people that they know what their life's purpose and their meaning is. When I was doing comedy, I came across magnificent comics who knew what they were there for. They knew they wanted to entertain a particular niche. They knew they wanted to do club work. They knew they wanted to do corporate work. And that's what they pursued. And then a lot of times you just had drifters in the comedy world, people that just wanted to try it, wanted to see what it was about. They were the ones that had a vocation, and then they would use every dollar of their vocation to travel and do stand-up comedy in their spare time. So there's lots of different ways to get there. So what I would challenge you to do is to answer these questions and see where your life can intersect. What do you love to do? Write those down. Notice which ones cross over into what you're good at. Notice what you're good at might cross over into what you get paid for. And then what you get paid for crosses over into what does the world need? And see if out of all that, you can find what your life's purpose and meaning is. And if all else fails, you always have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where the meaning of life is 42. However, 42 didn't look as pretty in the center of this diagram as the heart did. So I hope this gives you a little bit of food for thought as to your life's purpose and meaning. When you think you got your life's purpose and meaning, don't be afraid to change it. A lot of people feel like they lived their life, they got to where they wanted to be, they accomplished every goal they set out, and what's next? They don't know. So just know that what your life's purpose was doesn't mean that it always has to be that. It is something that can change and evolve, like mine did. Mine definitely changed as I went through, comedy into hypnosis, Airbnbs. My life took me all different kinds of places, but there was that common thread of bringing joy to others and creating fun experiences. I'm even, I was appointed as president of my HOA a couple months ago, and I'm even trying to bringing joy and happiness to others through my time as president of my condo association as well. I'm doing that by trying to make the meetings fun, trying to keep things very lighthearted. People can be very intense at a condo association. I know it's hard to believe. And but keeping it light, keeping it fun, keeping activities that are engaging and encourage people to meet others and to create those relationships. That's all part of my purpose. It all fits underneath my umbrella of bringing joy and happiness to others. So I hope you found this to be helpful. And if you, of course, need any help in figuring out what your life's purpose and meaning is, don't hesitate to look me up on wingshypnosis.com. I do a 30-minute discovery call. If you go to the book online tab, fill out the information. And I'd be very happy to work with you on your life's purpose and meaning. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks at the next Hypnosis Hangout. Take care.